Welcome to Fading Suns. I am JM, the game master of this crew of the Oh Boy, and we are back on schedule. I don't know why I sounded so surprised. Like I do this, every Friday, or most Fridays, I should say. We have the crew of the Oh Boy. Captain Calypso Mars will not be joining us tonight, so when I do the recap, I'll fill you guys in on what's going on with her. But last week, the crew of the Oh Boy found themselves in a sticky situation that they decided to just leave and went to Gregor's father's house, technically his stepmother's house, and that's where they met the lady Lucia. And Facolsis Van Dorm, where Captain Calypso introduced herself as Gregor's fiance, as well as, what were your fake names?
I
remember Kathy. Definitely Kathy.
Calypso was Sarah.
Yep, okay.
Jexa was Jenna. Gemma was Gemma Catherine, also known as Kathy. And Alestra was Margot.
Sarah.
And then Nigel and
Margot and
Alexa.
Jenna.
Because.
All right. While at the Van Dorm estate, they discovered that maybe Lucia was not as bad as Gregor made her out to be. But she's still pretty awful. And that the Van Dorn family has been involved in Lemminkainen's society for basically the last several centuries as art restorers for the church. And Kathy and Jenna discovered that there is a small chapel where Beatrice is prominently displayed, and in your discussions with the lady Lucia, you discovered that she knows more about Beatrice than was first kind of thought. Falcosis is dealing with some issues of the house, and as we left, we're going to say that Lucia has whisked Sarah and Gregor away to have private time with the mother-in-law, soon-to-be mother-in-law. So, next day...
I'm sorry. Does this mean we don't get to talk to Lucia?
Not just yet.
Okay.
So you're supposed to be doing research with Lucia.
I know. But some things are more important. Like me not playing Lucia. No. She promises to come back around noon and do the research with you. So you have full run of the estate. You mentioned wanting to go down into the city of Sardon.
Yeah. No, I'm totally down. Let's do it.
Why did we mention that?
I don't know, but Jenna is all for it.
Kathy doesn't remember this.
Neither does Jenna. It's fine. Also, why are we talking in fake third person? Right, because there are people around. See, I'm good at the spy stuff too.
No. Sure, we can go to Sardon.
I don't know that I want to. Can we go swimming?
Feels like
I don't have a
terrible
bathing
idea.
suit. Who has money?
You're looking at all the wrong people.
I need 300 Firebirds to fix my womp gun.
Yeah, that's a no. I don't have that much.
I honestly don't have that much either.
I'm
Are you
65.
on something right now? Because you're like...
I got a good night's rest. They had these buttery pastries that had chocolate in them for breakfast.
Yum.
And also coffee.
I had those too.
I've had some coffee
Okay.
for breakfast.
Note to self.
With Gregor
keep away
and
from
Nigel.
the coffee.
Was
And
it decaf?
what? No, I don't think so. It's really sweet though. They put a lot of cream and sugar in it.
Oh,
Is there a way we can maybe walk off her buzz a little bit around the grounds?
Where would you like to go?
I want to go to their main chapel. We've seen the small chapel.
Okay. Actually, you guys were in the main chapel you guys weren't in the main chapel
were in
for
the
morning
small chapel.
prayers, right? But Calypso
morning
went
prayers.
to went
I went to
to.
morning. Oh, so I've been in it.
You've been in the main
Yeah.
one, yes. So if
I
you've
guess that's
been, if you were at morning prayers, which I don't think the two of
Nope.
you were,
I was eating chocolate croissants and drinking
Heathen.
coffee.
croissants,
Croissant.
croissant. Apologies to basic humanity. So you guys are gonna go check out the main chapel. Okay. Again, it stands sort of facing the eastern side of the estate. Large stained glass windows on the outside. It's not as Gothic as, say, the cathedral in the main cathedral here, or even on Ravenna. It is a chapel, but it is clearly one that has been built up over many successive generations, and for a family who tends to the artifacts of the church, they have a very good eye for this sort of thing. So you see some reclaimed statues that you attribute to like the early Universal Church period. There's a couple of pieces of stained glass which are definitely representative of like old earth architecture that like kind of has been carried down through the years and replicated here on this small chapel. And when I say small, it's close to 100 meters in length and about half that in width. I mean, it's the third largest building on the estate. And the Van Dorms, you're not sure how everyone interrelates. Like Gregor could probably tell you, but he's not here. But there are close to 300 people on the estate. Some of them definitely seem to be kind of the upper echelon. Some of them seem to be workers. Some of them seem to be more of the serfs who kind of tend to things here in the estate. But
Are there any gargoyles?
there are gargoyles, but they are none on the chapel. They all seem to be on the main house building.
Okay. The gargoyles are their security. Oh, you already knew that.
Mhm.
Shared. I don't know why. Everybody here already knows that. I would tell Calypso. I mean Sarah, if she was here.
And this is the last time we did Jenna caffeine.
Yeah.
It's fine, guys.
Any interesting archives in the chapel, or would that be in the main house?
That would probably be in the estate's library. The chapel is literally just the place where the nobles.
So, if we move the altar, do you think there's something underneath?
Is there a spot to put in an
You know.
amulet?
Like,
Neither of you were there last time.
Is there a spot to put in an amulet around the altar anywhere?
Yes,
Exactly.
No, I will go up front. I will go up and see. I'll
I mean, we've
inspect this
seen
altar.
the other altar.
I haven't seen the other altar. I haven't seen the other altar move or anything.
I thought you did it.
You and I saw it because we were sitting at this table.
No, it literally-
Jenna and Margot have not seen the altar
the
in the
first one.
small chapel move.
But the
This
first
is gonna be
one.
difficult, guys.
I don't think so.
But yes,
yeah,
Limbus
we'll
we
walk
did.
up.
Which
Okay,
is why
yeah.
I'm asking.
Okay, walk up to
Right.
the altar.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone else in here?
There are about a dozen people in here. About half of them are accepting or giving prayers, lighting candles, waiting for confession, that sort of thing. And there's about 6 members of the clergy, 2 priestesses kind of attending to the nave, and several acolytes just going around doing the general cleaning.
Got it.
Are there lots of images of Beatrice in here as well?
There are no images of Beatrice in here. No, that's fine. There are no images of Beatrice in here. This is not my fault, JD. What else are you looking for? So
So I'm just gonna walk up and inspect it.
Do we see anything about Virgil in here?
give me a perception plus observe roll. There's nothing on the altar that you can see. It does not look to be Beatrice specific. It looks to be Pan Creator, Prophet Zebulon, sort of like this is a altar in a chapel. It's nicer than most, but it's what you would expect for a noble's altar in their place of worship.
Okay.
I made it. Got a 13 out of 17.
Okay, how many are you spending?
I'll spend 6.
Okay, you spend like 15 minutes looking at all the iconography, all of the stained glass, all of the statues, and you don't see anything in this chapel that has anything to do with Virgil.
Okay.
It's sort of the traditional passion play, mystery play sort of procession from towards the outward side of the chapel, closest to the door. Pull up my notes. Power of notes from the narthex and the portal inside and outside. You kind of see the procession of kind of moving from like the old earth scriptures and the scenes from all of the different old earth religions that have been kind of encapsulated or reinterpreted by Zebulon to the scenes of the 12 or the scenes of the prophet and his disciples in the nave and in the crossing and in the transepts, and then as you kind of, you're up in the choir kind of apse area where the altar is. And so it kind of progresses from the secular to the holy the closer you get to the altar.
Gotcha.
Is there anybody in the confession booths, like, taking confessions? Or are they all talking to those mirror things?
There are actually people in these booths taking confession.
Okay.
At
I'm
least,
not going in.
At least,
I don't
you
know.
assume so. You hear two muffled voices, but you can't make out anything.
Well, I mean, there is the voice from the mirror.
That's true. But there are two doors to these
Okay.
booths.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I'm just watching. I'm not going near it because I don't want to get stuck again.
that seems fair and reasonable.
Thanks.
One of the priestesses kind of comes up and, is there anything welcome to the chapel? You're Lady Lucia's guests, aren't you?
Indeed.
Yep.
That
Huh.
is correct.
I'm Sister Cecilia. Is there anything I can do to help you?
No, we're just visiting the chapel.
Well, if you have any questions about the chapel or the grounds, please let me know.
Where is this statue from?
You just point to a random one?
I do. I really do.
That would actually be the one that you pick.
While they're talking, can I do a scan and see if there's any noticeable differences in this chapel versus kind of the standard?
Sure, give me a faith plus observe roll. You actually point to a dog-headed statue that kind of stands right next to the end. He's like, Cecilia says, "Oh, this is Saint Christopher. He is, I mean, as you can obviously see, he is a cynocephalus, which is a dog-headed person. But he is a saint from old Earth, actually.
Oh.
Yes.
What was his name?
Saint Christopher.
What was he a saint of on old Earth?
Well, I mean, he was this kind of the patron saint of. I guess you could say he was more of a liminal saint. He sort of guarded the boundaries between what was holy and what was secular.
Ha. Well, that's fascinating.
When was this chapel built?
Oh, this chapel was built about 1,100 years ago, I believe. The Van Dorms, when they bought this property.
Now this saint is going to sound ridiculous and made up, and every single time I've tried to use its name I've gotten laughed at, but Saint Rawiri. Thanks, Kathy.
Maddie?
Okay.
Kathy is just.
Rawiri. He's a tech redeemer saint.
Oh, yes.
How do you pronounce it?
About the same.
I'm sorry, like what?
Just how you pronounced it.
Which was?
I missed it.
She pronounces it perfectly.
Which is, I would like to learn how to pronounce it perfectly. So, can I hear it?
It's, can you spell it again one more time?
Rawiri.
I do believe it is, Saint...
You guys understand why I chose this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
No. Saint Wariri. Yes. This patron saint of tech redemption from Old Earth as well, if I'm not mistaken. The South Pacific Archdiocese.
Yes.
He was a skilled engineer.
Mm-hmm. Would he and St. Christopher, that one, have
The patron saint of travelers?
the liminal saint?
Yes. Those who travel between boundaries and across thresholds.
I'm sorry, I thought you said he guarded between what was sacred and what was not.
Mhm.
He's also just happens to be the patron saint of travelers.
One of them. There are many. It depends on the type of traveler. There are many.
What kind of traveler would he have been saint of?
Just what I just said. Those who travel from secular to holy, those who cross thresholds.
Cool. I'll wander off.
I'm unsuccessful with a 6.
Okay. You don't see,
No, like,
there's no
I know people,
noticeable differences here.
Okay.
Yeah.
do I see Master Isabella here?
No. There are actually no battle order saints here at all. These are more saints of patrons of the arts and crafters and
Do I see Saint Rawiri?
you do. There is a small statue in an alcove of him holding some sort of gargoyle head with wires and cables coming out of it, not as if he just ripped it off or something. No.
It's the strongest urge to reenact this scene, but I'm gonna. It's fine. Sit on my hands.
Do you want me to show you how to light a
And you can see that he's got a small
candle?
a small multi-tool of some sort that he's.
Okay. I definitely look at it, study it for a while.
Once you study it for a while, no matter where you go in the room, it's as if Saint Rawiri is looking right at you. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
If I notice, I'll come up and ask if you want to light a candle.
For what?
To saints.
Sure.
Asking for guidance, for protection,
Yes.
offering up any concerns you have.
That sounds like a great plan. Sister Kathy.
Are you all right, Sister Kathy? Or I?
That'll
And
win.
it looks like a tick of some sort.
Caught a nerve. Blades to nerves don't do it. Anyway, so and I'll show you how to light a candle, and then I'll back up so you can have a moment with Rawiri.
Yeah, well, weary.
Weary.
Huh.
It's a delightful name.
It's a real name.
It is.
It's one you trip on.
It is. They're not phonemes that we normally have in our language. So, what are you doing, or Lady Margot?
I will definitely go light a candle.
Where at?
There's multiple spots.
Mm-hmm.
Your patron saint.
Yeah, all of the saints have.
Gotta remember this. Sorry.
Do you have a lighter in your multi-tool?
Father of Secrets.
Did he have a name or?
I can look that up real quick. I'm sure he did.
I will also, while we're doing this, light a candle to
Wilhelm Vel. Okay, sorry.
St. Christopher, because we seem to be going through liminal spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you were saying.
No, it's fine. No, there is no. The Father of Secrets would not be in this chapel. That he is Wilhelm Van Gelder of Ola. Was not someone who would be venerated in sort of a general pancreator sort of chapel, but there is just an area to light candles for prayers that you are welcome to visit.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
All right. As you're lighting the candle to St. Christopher, you see Vokolsis kind of come in, and he sort of heads, he like walks right past you, and he heads kind of up and over towards one of the small alcoves that just again has general candles, and he starts lighting and going through the prayer routine.
I'll watch, but I won't interrupt.
Totally sad eye. See if he notices.
You?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
Is it?
I'm
Do
sorry.
we recognize specific saint, or is it just a general prayer alcove?
He is at a general prayer alcove at this point.
I'm trying to intercept him on his way out.
Okay. He does walk over and say a prayer in front of the saint is kind of given a prominent statuary kind of where the wings and the nave kind of join, kind of standing arms spread wide as if over the whole choir and congregation area. And you see he lights a series of candles, and he spends 15 minutes there praying at the feet of this guy.
I'm gonna motion you over and ask you to me, and ask you to remember which specific candles he lit.
Okay.
And I'll point them out.
I will try.
And I would very much like to go check out the alcove he was at just before this other alcove
Okay.
and see if he left anything.
It just seems weird that he's lighting multiple.
Okay.
I mean, you can pray for a lot of people.
Okay.
All right. Well, if you're trying to memorize them,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to need a will plus observe.
Will.
Mm-hmm.
It still sucks for me, so I'm glad having you do what you will.
And if you're trying to figure out what he was doing, like if he left anything there, when you get over there, there's nothing in the alcove
want
to
things?
leave. There's a series of tapers and
Do you really
then
wanna
like
memorize
4 rows, and there's just a couple of candles sort of lit
Yeah.
there.
Do they make a pattern?
Not that you can tell.
Could be nothing, but
Would it be considered bad form to lift up the tapers?
Like just to look under. I mean, you would be very conspicuous doing so, but I mean.
I know I left my drink here somewhere.
That's right. Right. I mean, you are traveling with a group that stole a coffer box, so still on the sins against the church, it's pretty low for the group.
Stole
I'll
or
leave
just
him alone
prevented
for
them
right
from
now.
hurting.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna try to make it favorable.
All right.
Cause I got a 9.
It's one better than my 8.
I have a 10.
11.
Can't do both things though.
Right.
You.
Got an 11.
As far you're like, it's definitely 3rd from the left, 3rd from the right. Wait, what was it? 2nd from the. Nah, you lost it. You had it, you lost it. But he stands there praying again. Are you waiting until he's done? Okay.
Is there anybody else watching him besides us?
Not that you can tell. Most people are just kind of going about their business in the church.
Okay.
All right. He, after about the...
He might. I don't know if you want to say anything about, like, Beatrice.
Okay. He starts heading. He finishes his prayers. He kind of bows to the saint and then
See if he's actually an ally.
moves away.
I'll follow him out of the chapel.
Yes. Yes, can I help you? You're Catherine Gemma. Yes?
Kathy. I go by Kathy.
Every time you say it, I can see you die a little inside. He is not aware of it. What can I do for you, sister? I apologize, but I am quite busy as my wife is apparently planning a wedding or attempting to.
I'm sorry to intrude. Can we be of assistance?
I assumed you would be, if Lucia has her way, you would be standing with Sarah. I suppose if you want to help, we can send you into the city for things.
You said you were really busy, so.
Yes, there are matters of. There are matters of
I didn't get that.
the family business that I am attending to.
Well, I won't take up too much of your time. We had a tour last night of some of the grounds, and
Assume you found them to your liking.
yes, no, I. Dude, roll. I found the iconography of the smaller chapel interesting. I haven't seen frescoes depicting those stories in other chapels. Right? Because there was a bunch of Beatrice, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
I just wondered if there was someone who could talk me through them.
I'm sure I can find someone to guide you through the stories if you are not familiar with them. What order did you say you were with again, Sister Catherine? Your order is the battle order.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was a specific. The battle order?
I will find someone to take you on a tour through the chapel. You may find that those stories depicted there are not ones that you would find in more of the main line. It is an old chapel from my wife's family's history. I apologize, I must go, but I will send someone to speak with you.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because they're not stories you hear often. I've heard whispers, but they're not stories that you hear often.
When you say you've heard whispers, you definitely see his hand kind of move to his side, and he kind of then like reaches down and smooths his cloak against his leg. You should not believe whispers. They are usually just the mutterings of the jealous.
Even if they're whisperings of light? I don't trust this guy.
kind of gives you the look up and down, like he's very suspicious of you right now. You definitely get that feeling.
Are there any strange lumps in his cloak?
Not that you could
Didn't
tell.
we
Are
get
you
weird?
like really trying to give what are you trying to look for?
Well, you said he smoothed his cloak against his leg.
Yeah.
So like,
He's wearing dueling weapons.
okay.
Yeah, like very clearly wearing dueling weapons.
Mine's bigger.
I will send someone to speak with you. A trusted servant.
Okay.
And he heads off.
I don't think he likes me.
I don't think he likes anybody.
You are scary.
You were kind of trained to be scary, like in his
Like,
defense.
it's not a bad thing. I love it, personally, because you keep scaring people away from me. Gold. So, question. Are we going to kind of putter around until
Well, what time is it now?
Sarah's done?
It's about mid-morning. Like you can.
Are we going to head to Hadrian's Wall?
Well,
Are we
yeah,
going to...
I mean, do we want to
We
wait
need Calypso. It's her ship.
Sarah? That one.
for Lucia? I don't. Do we need to go into Sardon?
I mean, unless we're helping Fulcosis.
Valcosis.
Facolsis.
That one.
Do we want Calypso with us when we go to?
I mean, personally, yes, but I have no other reason to be here.
Right.
So I'm just kind of puttering.
I mean, we're all just kind of puttering at this point.
I mean, I'd like to swap notes with Lucia, but we can always do that later if we survive the wall.
It would be interesting to see the wall, but we don't know how to fly the ship.
True. Could we maybe get Greg? Well, you've had some lessons.
She knows how to push a button.
My pilot is still 0.
Yeah, we're gonna need Gregor.
My drive is 5.
One pilot? I could
I
crash.
can drive.
I could, like, crash the way across there.
Yeah, neither of those are gonna work well. Sorry, Lee, we broke your ship.
At least I didn't blow it up. Like
Don't
I
worry,
thought I
Lee.
did.
I'm watching out for you.
So I will calm Gregor. Psst, Gregor,
Yeah.
do you want an excuse to get out there?
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I've got to take this. Sorry, Kaz, Sarah. He. No, what are we? Do we have to kill some people, or smuggle some stuff, or
No, but we need you to
be
fly
off
the
planet?
ship.
Yeah, to somewhere else, like another planet. I hear Ravenna's nice.
We've been to Ravenna.
It wasn't nice.
Yeah, no, it was awful, but I would still choose to go back to Ravenna right now if we wanted to go to
Even the
Ravenna.
husks jumping on the ship while you're flying
Yeah,
it?
no, that was fine. I made it through.
Everybody wear rubber suits.
No, we were thinking of maybe going out to Hadrian's Wall.
Oh.
I would love to see some of the art restoration projects
Well, I mean,
Dad's working on.
well, why don't you ask him? Like, he can probably.
Is
Because
he
he's grumpy.
No. Question, Gregor. Do you take after your dad,
Wait. I mean, what are you asking?
or do you take after your mom?
He's like walking across the field now, like coming towards you.
Yeah.
What
Do
is
you
his
take
gait?
after
Is his
your?
gait more?
Yeah.
It's pretty quick. Like he is.
Dad gait, mom gait.
He is.
Like, there's a lot of personality in a gait. Is it like harumphing like his dad?
No, it's definitely speed walking.
Okay.
As sort of I want to be running, but I can't be seen running right now. Like, yeah.
I've done that walk. But no, Gregor, are you?
Yeah, what?
Do you take after your dad? Do you feel like your personality-wise is similar to your father?
No.
You're on opposite ends of the spectrum, so like you take after your mom.
I mean, I don't know. My dad and I butt heads like all the time.
Yeah, so they're
We're
like totally
completely
the same.
different.
They're like identical, which means
We have what?
Dad
You
is
have
a
to give
fluffy teddy bear.
Dad knives?
What are you? What is going on here?
Oh, did he finally catch up?
Yeah,
Was
like
he
he-
here?
Yeah. I do
um,
not like where this entire
well,
trip
no,
is
because
going.
you said I should
Much
ask.
happier on Ravenna or Limbus or hell, Milan Station.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh. You mentioned I should ask your father,
Yeah.
and I was just wondering if he was as easygoing as you are.
No, he's totally not.
Are you easygoing?
I mean, of course, you've seen me. I
Yeah,
chaperoned
they're like exactly
you.
the same, aren't they?
I totally chaperoned you. How laid back was I during
You
that?
did, and I can't wait for you to chaperone me again.
There we
Chaperone.
So what I'm hearing
When I'm like 45. Okay.
is we need to find something shiny. And if we give him something shiny, maybe he'll talk to us.
Does your dad like technology,
I mean,
or he prefers the arts?
he definitely prefers like art stuff now. He used to like technology. But
Do we have any paint on the ship?
I mean, yeah, we got spray cans for changing up
What if
serial
I
numbers and
ask him to help me repair a womp gun?
Oh my gosh.
wait, have we not fixed that womp gun yet?
It costs 300 Firebirds.
Oh, I stole more than that from the church.
I only have 65.
Oh well.
Can we go into the city?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to go to Hadrian's Wall.
Let's go to the city.
Okay.
I don't think you want to take her into Sardon. It's
Would your
it's a lot of hampers with people just throwing shirts all around.
Are they all ruffled?
They're all rough. Some of them are rougher than others.
What if you come with us?
Do they have glitter? No.
And chaperone her.
You have to sometimes you have to pay extra for ruffles.
What if you come and chaperone her?
What would your dad have supplies here?
To fix a womp gun?
Mhm.
No, you probably want to talk with the Engineers Guild for that.
But we had to leave the Engineers Guild.
No, but if we go back to Hadrian's Wall, we have to go pass through.
Yes.
Okay, so
Conan,
Great.
and then, yeah,
we've asked if you want to go to Hadrian's Wall.
yeah, I
And you
sure.
Okay, because I got the impression you said no.
No, what? I don't feel comfortable taking the old boy without the captain's
Does your dad have
permission.
another ship?
No,
we could
but
borrow?
probably Lucia does. And stealing one of her ships would make my day.
Wait, no.
What if we go and ask?
Right.
Yeah. We,
Let's not ask and say that
Okay,
we
let's
did.
ask.
Why is no one listening to me? I don't want to come here. Let's go there. I don't think that pretending to be engaged is a good idea. Oh, okay, so we're pretending to be engaged.
You don't want to be engaged to Sarah?
I didn't say I didn't want to be engaged to Sarah. I said I thought pretending to be engaged was a
So
bad
you
idea.
really want to be engaged to Sarah?
This is also a conversation
Oh.
that I do not want to be having right now.
You want to
I
not
don't-
be engaged to Sarah,
It's
right?
not-
want to listen to this
I
you
am not-
want
I am not-
to be married to
Oh
Sarah.
gosh.
I'm gonna go steal a ship. Just be over there. And he just points to the cliff in like 7 minutes.
But we should maybe ask, because we
I'm just gonna go stand by
aren't
the cliff.
totally
No, no, no,
annoyed
go ahead.
by Lucia.
Right,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
right. I'll be back. And he turns around, and this time he stomps away with determination.
Hey, Sarah. Can you ask Lucia if it's okay if we borrow one of her ships?
I can't. I tried to get into clip
I know, I
somehow.
saw that. He like.
If you try flipping. There you go.
There we go. I think I've got.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I can do that.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Lucia said that you can totally borrow one of her ships.
Sweet, Gregor's borrowing. He's borrowing one now.
He's what?
Borrowing a ship so he doesn't destroy the old boy.
No, it's everything's fine.
Follow us as soon as you can.
Right.
XOXO.
Go get your Wamka.
Oh, hang on. I gotta go get something.
Get the things we think we need.
I'm gonna go wait by the
including
ship. Right by the
extra
cliff.
ammunition.
I have
extra
my
food.
healer stuff.
Yeah, all our stuff off.
All right, so you'll hike back to where,
So we'll run back to the ship,
grab the stuff that you need.
grab all the stuff that we need, like the womp
Montage
gun.
of us running. Just
Yeah.
All right, so when you guys get back to the cliff, there is definitely a suborbital ship waiting there with like the back down, and that just kind of like it definitely flumps in the grass and cuts just like a deep like cut into the
I'm gonna
the
go
turf.
running on and like roll on and be like, "Oh, Gregor, you made it in time!
I'm just gonna walk on.
They're on our tail, Gregor! Quick, take off!"
Hi, Kathy.
When you say that, you hear like the hydraulics lifted up and the ship definitely tilts back and the engines roar and you're pretty sure there's a scorch mark on the edge of the cliff as the suborbital just takes off.
Please tell me he at least
Yeah.
like shut the door so we don't fall
That's,
out.
I said this door came
Oh,
up.
okay.
Yeah.
That part's
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes off.
You just hear Jackson going, "Yes!"
All right, it's going to be about 11 minutes
Did you bring your bike?
Yes.
to get to. Are we going to the wall or are we stopping at Harkonnen first?
Is Harkonnen the main
The capital, yeah.
Are they
That's
still
still
on
locked
lockdown?
down.
Should we show our faces there?
Yeah, we should go to Hadrian's Wall.
All right.
Yeah, because I don't want to see what's his face
Yeah,
right now.
Princess.
Maybe we should.
I hate you right now. I was having a good game.
Francesco's fantastic. I don't know why you get so
I think he's
frustrated.
delightful.
He's an amazing, just delightful person. Unlike Lucia.
Give me Lucia any day.
All right. So you have 11 minutes until this suborbital hits. Right, yeah, because it kind of kicks up to the outer atmosphere and then comes back down.
All right, what do we want to do here? What do we want to see?
I think we should take a look at some of the art restoration areas, see if there's anything fishy about them, and then kind of see if we can track back to the Engineers Guild who are losing people.
Okay. Should we maybe have talked to what's his butt to get approval to see the art restoration areas?
Probably. Or we could just.
Do I have a comment to him?
You do not.
Or we could just throw out that.
Hey,
he's a
Sarah?
That suborbital has definitely left the cliffside, so to speak. You don't get any comms at this point.
We could always just throw around his last name.
Yeah, that might be.
Yeah,
Oh, it always
I'm
backfires.
definitely not okay with that. Have I mentioned not being okay with anything my family does? Right? Like,
But if we're in a sticky situation, it could help, right?
no. I would rather go to jail or be staked
So
out.
is this
in the-
just pointless? Are we?
No, I mean, let's do
No,
it.
we can still
Okay.
try.
I was just, again, Gemma didn't think of this. Maddie thought of this.
So what's the
have-
plan?
Do you know of any spaces along Hadrian's Wall that there aren't a lot of people right now?
I mean, yeah.
That there have been people recently, like there have been excavated?
I mean,
again, most of my knowledge is about a decade ago.
Okay. What if we start off somewhere people aren't anymore and kind of poke around
Mm-hmm.
and slowly get closer to people?
What if we just skim and find people and then move away from people?
Then they'll see us.
They'll see a ship. A big
Right.
dorm
But the
ship.
the Engineers Guild is a little tweaky about.
Yeah, we'll sit down and walk in.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
motorbike in.
Okay.
The motorbike only fits 2 people. So what are the 2 of you going to do?
Well, I'm driving it.
Right, and I'm riding in the sidecar.
I guess we're walking.
All right, so again, 11 minutes is not that long.
No.
You do hear the sound, like the chime of like someone trying to contact the ship.
Oh, God.
Who is it?
Gregor keeps hanging up on
Who is it? Who is it, Gregor?
I don't know, but
Can we answer?
I mean, it's generally, I know you haven't had a lot of experience with this, but generally when you steal something, you don't answer the calls that are coming in.
Okay, I'm ready. Ow! Actually, I don't know why I did that. That was my left hand. I didn't feel anything.
Are
heard
you
yourself.
answering?
I would like to hear who it is.
Gregor, you bring that ship back right now.
It's Lord Focolsis.
Oh, just who we need to talk to.
He's never gonna allow it now.
It's fine.
Who is this?
Lucia said we could.
This is Jenna.
The young one?
Yes.
What
I
in all
would
of the dog
love...
hells are you doing with one of my ships?
Lucia said it was fine.
The comm goes dead.
Hang on, I'll call back, guys.
He does. He calls back in like 3 minutes.
I answer. Hello. She said it was fine, didn't she?
She did.
Excellent. So
Why are you going to Hadrian's Wall?
I really wanted to see some of the art restoration you've been working
Then
on.
why didn't you, I don't know,
Because you growl at me?
take along someone who could act as a tour guide?
If we come back and get you, would you come along?
You said you were really busy.
Yes, but I have to head out to Hadrian's Wall.
Oh, well then we'll just come
Perfect.
get you.
We'll come back and pick you up. We'll be there in like 10 minutes. Be ready to go. Oh, do you have any more motorbikes?
We're gonna call this Gregor's bachelor party.
We'll be right back. 10 minutes, we'll pick you up.
Yeah, and which one of you is flying the ship back?
Gregor?
Nope. Nope.
Gregor?
Nope. He puts music on and turns it up. Nope, he's not looking at you.
I'll just walk up and I'll put a hand on his shoulder.
I hate you all.
And the ship starts to turn around and head back.
If he turns music down.
No, he does not. He learned to sulk from the best of them.
I start looking
So
for
proud of him.
rations for cake.
All right, about 10 minutes later, the door comes down and Lord Focolsis walks on. You will be reseeding and retending that lawn, Gregor. Shut up.
You know, I have never tried my hand at agriculture.
Neither have I. Well, no, there was that time.
Gregor, take us to Hadrian's Wall. Take us to our specific, to our houses.
Yes, you shut up. I'll take orders from you.
But the ship does take off. Now, we are going to have a discussion, the 4 of us.
Uh-huh.
Who are you? And what are you What is your interest in my family's chapel?
We have a tiny problem.
Oh gosh.
I don't have control of the ship right now.
No, he does not. I have control of the ship. And unless I get answers,
Oh, okay.
we are not all returning to the surface. He is very kind of
Yeah.
like eerily calm and relaxed in his stance.
Equally calm and relaxed.
Oh, he definitely is calm and relaxed.
Challenge accepted. Ah,
Yeah, Jax is totally just.
Definitely waiting for this to happen.
I am on an exploratory mission to pursue whispers. The whispers we have been pursuing have led us here. Well, to Lemminkainen. What?
Mm-mm.
And from Lemminkainen to Hadrian's Wall.
And what is your interest in these whispers?
My mission is to report back. My personal interest is figuring out why they are whispers and why there are individuals left out of our stories.
You are new to Lemminkainen.
Correct.
You arrived on the Oh Boy.
Correct.
Don't you talk about the old boy like that.
You hear over the You really think he's going to listen to you at this point?
No, I'm just.
Other members of the church arrived around the same time. So I ask you again, what is your interest in these whispers?
Going for Brooke. And I will show him the same thing I showed Lucia. Engraving on my arm plate.
He touches something on his gauntlet, and Gregor's like, oh,
All right, I've got control again. Didn't think we were coming down. Seems like a fair way to go.
and the ship, you kind of feel like the nose of the ship tilt. I had to make sure you weren't a member of the Inquisition. What?
We are definitely not members of the Inquisition. Just. Members of the Inquisition do not last long around us. By accident.
You are the ones who killed the
Did not.
Inquisitor?
Nope. Was not us. Nope. I mean, I saw.
I will
Did it.
do anything to protect Lucia and our family. I apologize for my rudeness. Why are we going to Hadrian's Wall?
So
Missing engineers.
Because
The
there's a
strange
light source.
healings, the light
yeah.
source.
So we have been following appearances of the light. And they have led us here. So we want to see where they lead us next.
You've actually been tracking Beatrice's movements.
Yes. Might have been the ones who unmuzzled her.
She was muzzled.
Yeah.
Gregor's been involved in all of this? Well, I can take you to the chapel. We've been renovating it for about 150 years, or at least Lucia's family has. That's actually how I got involved. I was an apprentice in the Engineers Guild, and well, Gregor's probably told you the whole story.
No.
He doesn't talk about y'all very much.
Not exactly.
Forthcoming.
I was gonna say exuberant, but forthcoming.
Then that is probably a story for another time. But I can take you into our area. We keep it pretty. The chapel is sequestered. The rest of the area is under the control of House Harwood, who is paying us to do the renovations. The Engineers Guild, though, is several kilometers away from that, and they're much deeper into the wall than we go. The chapel is part of the facade, if you will. I can get you in. I have not heard from our people that there have been any changes to the chapel. But I will be honest, I was convinced that something was going on when the solar flare happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're. Are you sure it was a solar flare?
That's what the guild is telling everyone it was. I am more a man of faith than I am science anymore.
What was that, Gregor?
Nothing.
You sure?
Yeah.
So, this Sarah is who she says she is?
More or
She
less.
really likes Gregor.
That is not a straight answer.
She does own the Oh Boy.
She is a merchant of fashionable clothes.
She has a lot of fashionable clothes.
I'm noticing a specific pattern in how you are speaking.
Yeah. I think she's a good person. She doesn't always
But
follow
what I'm
the law.
hearing you say is that she is not who she says she is.
I mean, yeah.
She's a sort of merchant.
Lucia has fallen in love with her quite quickly.
I think Lucia is delightful as well. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure Sarah thinks she's lovely too.
That does not make what I have to tell my wife any easier.
She's not a threat.
I did not think that she would. Gregor is not dumb enough to bring a threat home.
You're dumb enough to bring this. Wall's coming up.
I think that the Sarah, that was Maddie. I was like, the Sarah that Lucia has fallen in love with is a part of Sarah. It's not an entire fabrication. Maybe it's a part she wants to be, or could be.
You guys hear the whine of the brakes as the ship sort of shudders as it starts decelerating as it comes. Poor Gregor.
All right, well, we're here. They're asking for your code. Guess
You should find the ability to land now. And you can see the light that's kind of been pouring in through the cockpit starts to go darker as the ship and the ring of the engine starts to change in timber as it seems very clear that you have entered into a cavern of some sort.
Cool.
Well, I can show you around, but I have a feeling it's not so much the chapel that you want to see while you're out here.
I mean, I think the chapel would be good. Her altar, in particular.
Well, if the altar is to the Pen Creator, well, but she does have more of the iconography for St. Beatrice. I mean, we're trying to keep it as under wraps as we can, obviously, as you would understand. I will go get access for you as we will go from there.
Cool.
Give me 5 minutes or so. He punches in the code and the ramp drops and you see he walks up to some of the guards and they start talking.
While he's not on the ship, I peek in my pocket.
Yeah?
Are those stones doing anything?
They're not.
I'll peek at the other thing. Is it doing anything?
What is that?
This is when we pulled out of the altar.
Yeah, what's in your pocket?
Lint.
Right, so glad you've all made friends with my dad. No. I'm gonna stay
Personally,
here
Gregor?
and keep the engines running in case we
Gregor.
need to make a speedy escape and possibly learn how to plant grass.
Gregor. I like you better.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
You're still my favorite.
Listen, I'm fond of you and all, but I have another favorite.
Yes.
I hope that's not.
That's.
We can still
Oh,
be friends.
no ruffled shirts.
Okay. As
No.
long as we're on the same page.
We
Who's
need
your
to
favorite?
find you a ring for Sarah.
And he walks into the cockpit, and he mutters the entire way, and the door slams shut, and you definitely hear a.
We need to help him find a real ring for Sarah. Yeah. Anyway,
You guys stay out of our business.
you said you like her.
There's no answer.
Alright, cool. So I guess we wait to see.
He comes back very quickly.
Oh, I was gonna ask if we have any flashlights, but I forgot. You put one in for me.
All right, we are going to go in. We have a large number of house guards here because, well, they're, out in the desert there are things, and they have made several attempts to get into the chapel. And then also we are trying to keep as many of House Hawkwood's guards and spies and the Engineer Guild away from the inner portions of this. We've come up with several methods to do so, but the guards against the monstrosities seems to be the easiest.
Do you know anything about them? Where they came from?
They all come out of the deeper desert, or at least that is what we are being led to believe.
What do the monstrosities look like?
There are all sorts of different things. Most of them are larger than a human by several meters. They all have an abnormal amount of limbs. There is something off about them.
How long have they been around?
I mean, rumors of the monstrosities go back even to when I was part of the Engineers Guild.
Okay,
So,
was there a cataclysm of some sort that seemed to trigger the monstrosities?
they slowly started, like rumors of them slowly started several hundred years ago.
No one set off a nuclear explosion that opened a fissure and they came out of said fissure?
It seems oddly specific, and I
It
can tell you
happened
with
somewhere else.
certainty that it did not happen.
Okay, just ruling that out.
Is there any sort of mining that goes on this planet?
Yes, on one of the other continents. Nothing in the desert, though.
Let's tour the chapel.
Huzzah!
So he kind of takes you out of the cavern. It's a large, sort of ovoid cavern where like ships and diggers and crawlers and other tracked vehicles kind of are at, and they've sort of hollowed out part of the cliff face. When you head out, it's a lot like Petra, where they're restoring a facade, a city facade that has been carved into the side of the mountain. It looks to kind of have that sort of early universal church, like ascetic sort of community feel. There are several tiers to it, large gateways, but there are, you see, dozen and a half guards, some of which are actually like in heavier armor, carrying larger energy weapons that are attached to, power packs on their back. Faculsis says, we've had no attacks for about the last month and a half. However, the ones before that have been quite costly.
So how long ago was it that the flare happened?
Only about a couple, like 2 weeks, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been, no, sorry, it was about a month ago, because that's when the Inquisitor came after the flare happened.
Interesting that the attacks have diminished since the appearance of the light.
I agree. So he leads you in through the broad gate, and inside is still more kind of, you would be very familiar with this, Gemma Cathy. The highly detailed work, each of the, where normally you would have like the mystery plays sort of played out, here they're carved into the living rock of the wall. And the wall extends massively above you. You are definitely in the shadow of this thing. The wall is actually a mountain range, or would be considered a mountain range, as it extends 10,000 feet above the desert floor, but it is sheer all the way up, and you saw no peaks as you were coming in. It just seems to be kind of like the edge of a plateau that extends for miles in either direction. And so these, and the craftsmanship and the work on each piece of the relief is almost lifelike. As the light hits them, they've been lovingly polished. Every detail, every vein work, like the detail around the eyes. This is hundreds of lifetimes of work, just as you sort of walk down the main area.
So is this exposed to the desert, or is this on the inside?
This is on the inside when you kind of walk in. And then he leads you to, you can see there's lots of people wearing, House Van Dorm. It's a very, very, very minor house, but they're wearing, the symbols of it. They're wearing, they're in sort of in these kind of very gray jumpsuits, goggles. They've got a variety of multi-tools, but whereas yours seem to be very, keyed for engineering, these are more brushes and little picks, that sort of thing. But he leads you to a airlock that they've kind of built into one of the doors. This is where we've said that the interior here is unstable, and that there are several areas in here that if continual exposure to the desert may harm them. It's a little lie that we have had to tell to, and he leads you deeper in. And he leads you to a chapel that looks remarkably similar to the one that was on Limbus. Same sort of layout, the same sort of altar, same sort of iconography throughout. This is it. We think that at one point the chapel was open all the way to the surface. And you can see like a part of the chapel ceiling has collapsed, and like you can see a large spar of stone that has fallen over. The most of our, it's solid rubble for about 1,000 meters, but beyond that, most of the scans say that it's clear all the way up. So we can't clear it yet, but this is it. This is what Lucia's family has been protecting for quite a while.
Let's go look at the altar.
I'm gonna just start doing just a quiet lap
Okay.
around, looking at the icons, silently praying, but just doing kind of a quiet lap.
Give me a faith plus observe roll. You're going to the altar. What are you doing?
I'm
I'm going to start with you. I just want to know everybody's.
recording pictures and stuff for.
Okay. You can give me a faith plus observe roll as well.
Okay.
When you get to the altar, it is almost identical to the altar in Limbus. It's a pancreator altar, but there is definitely worked into it is just some of the symbols that are significant to Beatrice. But you do see at the base on the back side the place for the key.
I have the other key, right?
You left. There were 3 keys total.
We gave one to the admiral.
No, you gave one to the general, and
That person.
and the Lord had the other one, and so you took the third one with
Oh.
you. Yeah,
Which was
the one that you
Virgil.
have. Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Virgil,
no, the icon.
you have the icon. So technically there are 4
There are 4
keys.
keys.
2
Okay.
of them are on Limbus. One of them is with Alexa. One of them is with you.
Right. Okay. Once she gets closer to me, I'll wave her over.
Okay. What did you get?
I got a 6. I want to turn 3 of those into a weird one.
Okay. And then how much are you spending?
Then I only have 3 left, so 2.
Okay.
I rolled 1.
Okay.
Unless that gives me nothing. But
That's not the way it works. So 1.
So, yeah. So, succeeded.
How many are you spending?
I'll spend 8.
Okay.
This is important.
As you kind of go around, you can see that the iconography in all of the different plays, kind of there's no stained glass here. Like all of the stained glass that was on Limbus has been replaced by hand carved like stone reliefs. But they do go through the 7 miracles of Beatrice. And they're interspersed, it's like relief of Prophet Zebulun, miracle of Beatrice, relief of the Prophet Zebulun and his disciples. But you notice that in all of them, there is a stone orb in her hand. So if she's gesturing with the left hand, she's kind of holding an orb, like some sort of sphere in her right.
And how many reliefs are there?
There are 7.
Does the orb look familiar?
They look pretty similar to the ones that you pulled out from under the chapel. Yeah,
Do they vary in size in the painting, similar to the ones I have in my pocket?
they do.
And are they reliefs?
They are reliefs. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just keep quietly lapping.
Okay. You're behind her recording.
Yeah.
I have been taking pictures everywhere we've been going for
A while.
For a while, yeah.
Mhm.
For the gift for Bessarion.
Oh, okay.
Are there any sort of traps in here?
You would have, not that you see.
What would I roll?
If you want to see if you're looking for some sort of like trap, that would be perception plus, I would say intrusion.
Intrusion. You haven't done that one yet.
I know.
That's very different.
Whoa.
That was 16.
Oh.
Isn't that funny?
Not that you see.
We're gonna die. Well, Lex is not here to get kidnapped. Where's Funkosis?
Is there anyone in here besides the four of us?
Okay, I might die.
Just, no.
Especially if there's like one.
Okay. So there are 7 spots, and I only have 6 stones.
Yes, and all of the spots in the reliefs they're filled, and it's not like they're removable, they're carved.
Oh, I thought it was a relief.
No,
like-
sorry, they're
Okay.
carved into the relief, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about the orbs that you have, so I'm not gonna ask that question.
I'm gonna make note of which orb matches which
Okay.
miracle, but I only have. Oh no, that's that 7 miracles. So yeah, so I have.
They go from largest to smallest.
It's an observation Jackson would make, but she has no clue.
So just for those watching, if you roll a natural 20, there's a complication that comes into the scene that will be
This is
coming
what
up.
I meant.
Like sometimes it's normal, sometimes or right away, sometimes it's a little bit later on. This is going to be a little bit later on right now. So,
No, you're fine. It's just
what did you hope to find here?
That's hard to answer.
We have time.
is the door shut behind us?
The airlock does, yeah.
Okay.
Are we alone?
Yes.
There's no recording devices.
No, we would never put recording devices in here. Recording devices can be hacked.
There's no recording devices on me, right? I mean, besides like mine.
I don't know.
This is Becca
Oh.
asking.
What do you mean?
Like, nobody's planted anything on me,
Not that you know
like
of.
Francesco or anything.
Not that you know of. Do you want to try and check and see if
I
they're-
guess.
All right, give me an interface plus wits roll.
That was before.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that's what you were
Oh,
asking.
Oh no, I was gonna say you should also check for listening devices on your person.
Oh,
I'll spend 4 to
Spend
check.
4? No, you seem clear.
I should probably try and check for listening devices on me.
All right.
What's that roll? I
What
was
was the one you?
Wits plus interface. Can I check her?
We're like patting each other down in this
That
show.
would be a
No,
better
you're
roll.
checking yourself right now, so.
Cool. I'm gonna spend my weird point and make that favorable because that's a 5.
Can't be good at everything.
Yeah, no.
Okay, you look clear. Yeah, as far as you can tell.
Alright.
It's
So
okay, guys. I put deodorant on. That's what matters.
why are you all of a sudden so paranoid?
Well, as you know, Beatrice is a little bit of a touchy subject.
She's unknown for most of the church.
An unknown can often be feared.
Yes, I would agree with that.
In all of our travels following Beatrice, feel free to interrupt if I share too much. We have come across a chapel eerily similar to this one And so right now we are
She's talking. I'm walking up to the altar.
looking
I'm
at
totally following you.
any differences there might be to gain more information, but there's also probably more information to be found below.
There's nothing below the chapel. Our scans would have revealed it.
There's a spot here for you, Kathy.
I don't think her name is Kathy.
What? I'll pull out the key. Does it look similar to the smaller chapel? So does it look like there are constellations in here to
Not
match?
not to the smaller chapel. It looks identical to the one on Limbus.
Okay,
Or we just
so
had to-
I will do the same thing we did in Limbus. Pop it in.
All right. There is a grinding noise as the altar shifts to the side, revealing a set of stairs down.
Yes, I knew it.
By the light, what is that?
Lady of the Light.
And that is where we will take our break here. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes to see what lies beneath the chapel of Beatrice here on Lemminkind. We are Iconic Production. This is Fading Suns. Going to be produced by Ulysses Spiel. Coming to Kickstarter later this year, hopefully. And hope you're enjoying it. We'll be back soon.
Huzzah.
When we left off, you guys had just unlocked the altar in the Chapel of Beatrice on Lemminkind. And that's where we're just going to pick right back up. So Falkos is by the light. And
Merlin's beard.
Lady of the Light.
If I pop the key back out, does it move back? Nerds. Okay. Are you sure this room is secure?
yes, and I can lock it down even further if you like.
Yes, please.
All right.
Bad things tend to happen when we get too close to Beatrice.
No.
We'd rather it
Yes.
not escape.
They want to keep us from her. She doesn't create anything bad.
Have you heard of husks?
I have.
We lost a friend to husks pursuing Beatrice.
I'm sorry to hear that. What happened to her?
It's a long story.
She
Shall we?
became a husk.
Got electrocuted. Gregor took care of her.
Yeah.
Shall we? Do
All right.
you want me leading or following?
You should probably be leading with your light.
And muscle.
I mean, there's a reason why I follow behind.
Does someone who's a decent shot want to take them back?
I guess that's between him and me.
He has no
Excuse you.
ranged weapons on him.
I have a 13 for shoot.
You're behind her.
So it sounds like it's going the two, you, then you, then Falcosis, and then
You then me then you.
yeah, exactly. But only when I say it, not when you say it.
Yeah, you're at the end. It's great.
No big deal.
All right.
Oh, should we maybe not put you at the end?
Something bad's gonna happen anyway. It might be better if I'm at the end so y'all don't get hurt.
Fair.
Yes, that is exactly what will happen.
I pull my mighty claymore
All right.
to it.
All right. So you descend down the stairs, and these are again carved into the bedrock of the wall. And down here, they seem to very quickly transition from like the iconography of the church and the foundation that was set up into much more like the stones of the stairs start to get smoother, as if they've been trodden a lot longer, and they're more rough hewn, and the walls get more rough hewn as you sort of head down. And I need from you, yes,
Sorry. in character of Gemma moving slow. Is there something we could wedge to keep the altar from moving back so we don't have to leave the key there?
I mean, you could take one of the benches.
Maybe we can do that so someone can't pull it out and lock us in.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll help you.
Sir.
You guys managed to wedge one of the benches in the, like, get it right to the lip and then sort of pull it into the narrow staircase. And then
Mm-hmm.
head down. All right.
Just the tactician is like, this doesn't. Okay.
All right. Oh,
It's fine. Everything's fine.
everything's fine. Nothing to worry about. I saw it too.
Down the hot beverage.
Gemma, as you start to head down, you step on one of the stones and it shifts beneath your feet.
Oh, crap.
And two blades come out of the wall right about what would be more like chest level on other people, but you're you, so it kind of is like midriff level. Do you want to increase your resistance as they slam into you?
Yes, I will do the thing.
What is your resistance, by the way, currently?
My armor? My body resistance?
Yeah.
7. I'll use a VP to bump it up to 9.
Awesome. You're lucky she went first. So 9. All right. 8, 9.
Because I can't go any higher than that. I think. To choose 2 of the above listed benefits, or you can. 2. Can I do the same one? I doubt I can do the same one twice. Okay. Yep. That's what I did.
All right. The blades strike into you, and they do pierce through your armor, doing a total of 7 points of vitality to you as they dig in. You're pretty sure if they would have hit anyone else, they would have,
Doubled.
yeah, cut many of your friends in half.
Ow!
But you can feel them even as they're inside you. That there seems to be some sort of like movement on the blade.
Oh, crap. I can heal part of that.
You have 2 blades in you.
Ow!
What was that?
Can I look at the mechanism and see
Yeah,
if I
is there
can
any way
like
to-
reverse it?
You can push them
Oh.
back into the wall.
Will they stay in the wall?
You have no way of knowing.
Oh,
No.
yeah, let's try to get her out.
All right, so it is wide. The stairs are wide enough for you to go down one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm gonna ask
you are the next person in line.
Jenna to mark this stair with something.
Okay.
It's already it has been pre-marked for you by Captain's
Sister
Blood.
said, "Do not step."
That's right. You gonna try and
Yeah, I'll.
give me a will plus vigor
In my
roll?
defense, I couldn't have seen this trap.
You're fine.
I don't blame you.
You should. Natural 20s come home. to roost.
3!
All right, you are able to. It takes all of your. You don't get any victory points for it, but you are able to.
I don't want to latch it the whole way back in the
No,
wall, but just remove it from my person.
Yep. When you remove it from your person, it does continue, and like you can like let them strike into the wall at either side.
Okay,
Spurt,
to be
spurt.
to be fully fair, what kind of damage was that?
That was armor piercing slam damage.
Okay, then my armor stands. Okay.
Yep. I appreciate that, but it was slam damage. So
Slam damage. Okay. Ow. Okay, so I'm going to scan the walls as I keep going down, see if I see any more
places where blades could come.
No, you as you guys
I just found the one.
you did just find the one. But as you descend down, you can feel that the
Do I
air
need to
is.
stop the bleeding?
You're not. I mean, you're wounded, but you're not bleeding
No,
at this point.
like-
You're. Well, I mean, I don't know. You're not. You're not spurting.
Okay.
You're more leaking.
Slowly.
If that helps.
Okay.
You want some help with that
You are
leakage?
3 people away from her.
You just said we got down.
You didn't let me finish the description. Calm down there, Ramjet.
Sorry. Just keep going.
There's no snark here.
Snark for days. As you reach the bottom of the stairs, the hall takes a sharp turn deeper into the wall, but does not widen out yet.
Okay.
But you are definitely in not church carved tunnels. It does not look like they were taken out with technology. It looks like these were like
Hand chiseled.
chiseled out.
Do we hear, do I hear anything?
You guys can all give me perception plus observation rolls.
Suck.
May I surge?
You may.
Thank you. You said
No.
perception plus observation?
Perception plus
Not a
observation,
20,
yes.
but no.
I was also scared.
6.
All I hear is the pounding of blood
Yes.
in my ears.
Your blood in your ears.
I got 17 out of 19.
All right. So this is a demanding test. So this will take 6 victory points to
Okay.
kind of like just be able to cut through like the general
I failed that.
Okay.
echoes of the tunnel. You guys can hear this dull hum that seems to be coming like pervasively all around, as if there are great machines running within.
Can I
The
recognize
walls.
the kind of machine? Like, is it gas-oriented machine? Is it a...
It sounds like for 2 more victory points. Yes.
I was successful on my roll,
Yes.
so...
So
I
it's
just
for 8
spent,
total.
yeah.
Yeah, they're turbines of some sort.
Okay.
Um,
Odd, but okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so distracted.
But the tunnels do not widen.
Okay.
As you continue to head down, there are signs that other people have suffered what Gemma has suffered. You can
Kathy?
see traps that have definitely been sprung long ago. Rusted blades that have come up out of the floor. You have to duck beneath stone slabs that have kind of fallen across the path.
So, a trap-strewn passageway is not a Beatrice...
Definitely not a
Staple.
Beatrice staple.
So, is there a saint, and I will ask this of Gemma, but is there a saint who maybe was more of a protector saint that was in the group with Beatrice and Zebulon, someone who would have guarded her back or something?
Not that you know of. And these seem to predate, like this isn't even Second Republic era. This is,
So this is almost, they built Beatrice's chapel on
on
something
top of
else.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For another 200 or so meters, nothing changes. Remnants of traps, a couple of bone fragments around them, but nothing else. The noise starts to get a little louder.
Okay.
Finally, your light reveals the end of the tunnel. There is a statue built into the wall at the end of the tunnel that is of Beatrice. And you can see she stands with her left hand outstretched towards you. In her right hand, she holds a rosary that kind of hangs down on either side, but in her palm is empty. And that is what you see.
Does it look like any of the Beatrice we saw?
It does. It definitely looks like the Beatrice that from Segundium Minor, the one who was able to see into the hearts of the antinomists, those who worship the darkness between stars.
So that was with her third miracle.
Yes. You guys, the noise has become perceptible to everyone, and like you feel like if you touch the walls, you can feel them faintly vibrating.
So it's her left hand is outstretched
Mm-hmm.
in stop motion. Right hand is palm up.
Yep.
Palm up. Holding rosary. I will. Do I see any more blade holes in the walls?
You do not see any more blade holes in the wall.
Okay. I will.
Faculsis has like drawn his dueling knife and is holding it in his left hand because there's really no room to draw a weapon now. You're kind of
Yeah, I'm gonna fish in my pocket.
figure out which order you want to
Right, I'm
follow.
like, I don't know. The third biggest.
Okay.
Because you said they went largest to
Mhm,
small.
I
Okay,
did.
third biggest. I'm going to tell everyone to step back. Wedge my way up. Looking.
There is a small recess in her hand. As you look, you can see that the rosary, the beads on the rosary kind of are large going up here and then smaller flowing out the right hand. Yeah.
Use my little camera to snap a picture. And then maybe
You
stand,
really tweaked out her armor.
stand back.
There's just a camera and a light.
For now.
Well,
You
yes.
talked about putting a flamethrower on that thing, I'm just saying.
Yes.
And an air
Also
freshener and a womp gun.
Air freshener?
A line breeze.
And
Scent of rubbery.
it's a very different smell.
Nice. You drop it in, and the hand just shifts slightly. And the statue starts to does nothing for a moment, and then starts to back up. And then slides to the left until her hand kind of touches part of the wall and then just seems to sort of merge with it, leaving no trace. And there is a red-orange glow coming from the portal beyond, and the noise just crashes into you.
Can you bring her back?
What?
What is going on?
There's a glowing fawn.
Can I see the hand when I put the stone in?
No, it kind of moved into the wall.
Nope.
Cool. There was a statue of Beatrice, and it's gone now.
No, I saw that.
Gemma's still in the
Who?
Kathy's still in the way.
The worst.
I am. I'm 16. I know I'm the worst. Becca knows I'm the worst.
No, I'm the worst.
Actually, I
Yes.
think she's really good at this. Becca knows she's not. I am not a spy. I'm not supposed to be a spy. I'm not supposed to be sneaky. I'm an engineer.
It's true.
Okay. Can we go forward?
You can. The tunnel opens up into a kind of a balcony, a sort of semicircle of stone that overlooks a massive pit, and that's where the light is coming from. But it is wide enough that all four of you can get onto this with no issues.
Okay.
Do I hear voices in my head?
Not yet.
Okay. 2 questions.
Sure.
First one, can I make
Cry.
a weird point? I have 14 victory points. Can I make a weird point?
Do you have that
cannot-
ability?
You have to have an ability to do that.
Oh,
It's
I thought
ingenious.
anybody could
Nope.
do that.
Nope.
Never mind. Second question.
That was an easy one.
Well,
What's the
not
second
for
one?
you, but do you want some healing?
Ow! Probably a little wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to give me a wits plus remedy roll.
And while she's doing that, I'll just, hold my arms up out of the way. What can we...
So as you look across, the cavern just kind of goes out and up, and the light reflects off of variations in the hole that kind of extends far up above. You can see the faint glint of a metallic roof, maybe 1,000 meters up, like just on the edge of your vision. What'd you get?
16 out of 19.
All right, so here's how this works. So first of all, you have to spend 4 points. It is a hard test to try and heal somebody.
Okay.
And all of these are temporary.
So put the 6 back. And then, yeah.
I suppose that's...
And you may only treat a wound once.
She can treat a
Um,
different room.
And every 2 VPs restores 1 vitality.
So you can do 6.
We'll do 6 vitality and 12
Okay.
points.
Woo!
Nice.
So it takes a while for her to patch you up, but as
Steady
she's doing
pace,
that,
yeah.
you
Does
can.
that take a use of my med pack?
Yes.
If you get low, I also have one on me too.
You.
I still got 8 uses.
As she's patching you up both, so Colsis kind of goes and looks over and then kind of takes a step back, and you can see that below you, the red-orange light is coming up from what looks to be a large fiery cauldron. Is the best way to describe it. It looks, you can see sort of the whirring noise, the sound of the turbine is coming out of the wall about 100 meters down are 3 metallic braces that come to a central spindle, and there is a large arm that is down below kind of moving and churning this substance. It sort of maybe looks like molten rock, lava, but it has a weird tinge to it that you can't quite place. But as you look down over the edge, you do see more catwalks and people walking around, and they look a little too shiny and a little too new to be part of this.
With the Shiny People Engineers Guild?
They do look to be engineer, at least they look like engineer hazmat suits.
Right. So we figured out what the Engineers Guild is, where they are. We don't have a clue. What?
Are they moving naturally,
this?
or are they?
Yep, they're walking about.
They don't
seem
look possessed,
There's
like from their gait.
no.
That's what I can ask my AI if she has any idea what's going on.
None.
None.
It looks to be. Looks like they're taking readings. They're inspecting the turbine. They're taking readings of whatever that substance is.
Does it look like they're mixing it, or?
It does look like they're mixing it. To me, though, it looks. I mean, it's impossible. It looks like a. Looks like it's the coronasphere of a sun. They couldn't survive, nor could we, if that was what was really going on.
couldn't
Who is she talking to?
be part of the solar flare. If it's spiked, would it give off the readings of a solar flare then?
Possibly.
I think we found our solar flare. But the question is what spiked it?
I'm just gonna have us back up from the ledge a little bit so we're not.
There is a small walkway that kind of goes around the edge and then curves back into the mountain. So it's not part of this central chamber.
If we look back at the door that we came through, what do we see?
You can see the backside, like kind of what looks like an alcove that you can tell because it's moved is clearly like carved and crafted to look like the rest of the wall. But you can clearly see, okay, no, it's only, centimeters deep into the wall and the rest transitions into the statue.
Okay. What do we want to do?
Well, we don't see a need to stop them.
Does Falconis know anything about it?
I didn't even know that this was down here. The Engineers Guild is the Engineers Guild. They keep very quiet. They do their thing, we do ours.
How far away are they? There's no like catwalks above us, right?
No.
We're the highest thing. Okay.
Well, you're the highest
Walkway.
ledge.
Yeah. There's no people.
There are no people
Are there
or
gargoyles?
there are no gargoyles.
Are there any other cameras above us?
Not that you can see.
Great. If we're having a hard time hearing each other, we may want to back up into the tunnel again and see if the door closes behind us. But how far away is the Engineers Guild from the chapel you've been working on?
He's in kilometers, right?
Yeah, kilometers.
And you haven't heard of them closer?
Not at all. I mean, we help each other with the perimeter, keeping the monstrosities away, but...
Right. Because this is only about 300 or so meters from the chapel, right?
Yeah.
Or at least from the center of the chapel.
Yeah. And that was about 100 meters in from the outside, the exterior.
Yeah, so we're not even a kilometer.
So it looks like
You're
from
close.
any
You're
both
close to about half a
sides are
kilometer.
keeping
Yeah.
secrets.
But what are they? Where are they staying? Because like Engineer Guild members have been disappearing, and these are probably them. So where are they staying?
Are these the ones that have disappeared, or have they been losing people and they don't know why? The
Oh, I
question,
don't know
like, the question there is how much of this is actual engineer sanctioned,
Bless you.
or is this off the books?
Right.
Somebody else within the Engineers Guild is using their presence out here to. Why? Do you know why the Engineers Guild is out here?
No one does. They said that, I think the official statement when I was coming out here, and this was decades ago, was the fact that it was a place to conduct research away from populated areas.
Well, they're conducting research, and it's a good thing
They
it's
are.
away from populated areas. It's not far enough away, I would guess. What was it that you put in her hand?
Oh, these. And I reach in my pocket and I pull out the stone.
So those were in your pocket
Yeah?
with the lint?
They're big pieces of lint. Look, I didn't know if we could trust him. No offense. Again, we've been,
Some taken.
well, we've been manipulated and,
Yes, and I thought you were
Attacked.
inquisitorial.
right, so, you know.
And where'd you find those?
The smaller chapel.
Where in the smaller chapel?
Under the altar?
Under the altar.
Knew it.
You
Note.
took something out of our chapel.
Bar. No, okay, look. I found them last night. I wasn't sure what to do with them. I wasn't sure if we could trust you. Thus far, there have been very few. I understand. There have been very few people who have been receptive to the idea of Beatrice, which is why this is not shown off often. And it's, I mean, first off, I'm no artist, but second, it's rudimentary to begin with, like, for a reason. If you would like them, I will give them to you.
I want to play with the orbs and line them up in size.
Oh, we're not missing one.
I see that there's a hole.
They correlate to her miracles.
How so?
I don't know. Just the iconography back there.
Mm-hmm.
In each one, she was holding one of these.
Did it have a pattern to them?
No. It just went, well, it lined up with her miracles, so the biggest one went with her first one, the smallest one went with her last one.
Would
there were
you?
6 orbs, not 7.
Oh, I have 6. There's 7 upstairs.
Can I tell if there's another one missing from the lineup?
Not in the middle. No, just the one that she put away.
Okay, so it's either the one at the beginning or at the end.
If
Well, it'd be
there's
the one
another-
at-
If there is one.
If there's
missing.
one missing.
If there's one.
But it would
missing.
have to be the end because the third one ain't worked.
So it'd be even smaller.
Okay. What if,
That's Maddie, not Gemma.
knowing
Maddie's just got, or John's
That-
just got glass orbs.
Beatrice is the Lady of Light and her miracles were associated with bringing light to different places, what if these orbs in her iconography and here are representations of her light, and every single time she does a miracle, she has to leave part of her light behind. So her light gets smaller as she does all of her miracles.
So, a Horcrux. I mean, what?
Yes. No. Um, so if this is the third one and she had to leave some of her light here, is that her light that she's left behind?
The big vat of molten stuff?
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like Beatrice.
Okay. So if that's not her light, where is her light? Because on Limbus, we found it.
Was her light not able to get into the temple because of all the debris blocking the roof?
The solar flare doesn't line up with us talking to her in Olympus, right? It lines up with Milan Station.
Or is it? No, it lines up with her leaving.
It lines up with her
Limbus.
leaving Limbus.
It does.
It does.
That was a month ago. The solar flare lines up with her light leaving Olympus, and the solar flare happened at this, and then the Inquisitor.
So the solar flare happened with Milan Station.
Okay.
Yes.
So
So
was there
solar
anything like a week ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
How long has it been since Olympus?
It has only been,
Like 3 days.
well, it's been, hold on, you spent 5 days on Limbus after speaking with Beatrice,
Okay.
and then you did your jump,
Yes.
and this is the 4th day here, so you're about 9 days after Limbus.
Okay.
So
So
anything happened 9 days ago.
Not that you know of.
Well, asking.
Yeah, no.
Oh, not that he. Okay,
Not that
doesn't
he
know
knows
it.
of.
Okay, so solar flare. And is this about where on the planet they saw the solar flare?
Where it seemed to strike,
Seemed to
yes.
strike. I mean, it could be. It doesn't feel like Beatrice, but I don't know Beatrice well.
could they have uncovered her light and are seeking to manipulate and change it if it is the core of a star, which is a lot of her miracles being the, in theory, reignition of stars.
Could be. How did you get a start in a planet?
That would be a miracle.
Would
So so does the real question, do we need to go down further?
What would be the purpose of doing so? As far as we're aware, they don't really want anybody to know that this is here. We need to tell Francisco if we have found anything. I could contact my contact at the Engineers Guild and see if he has any ideas or direction. But I don't know if there's anything that we really need to do at this stage when we don't know what that is and what it's capable of. Mainly because I don't want another Milan.
What? Not funny, Jam.
Falcos, is there any history of Beatrice performing a miracle and making a star disappear?
No, that would be awful.
No, I have a
That is-
list.
No one would ever make us, like, the only ones who make stars disappear are demons.
Is there any history of this particular planet having a major star disappear?
No. Our star is still lit.
Can I have the things? Can I take
I mean, they were
those?
in the dark, yeah.
I don't want to touch them without your permission. Can I
They're
take...
your balls.
I know. They're all over the place.
Next time it'll be blocks.
The orbs in one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Are they... Do all 5 fit in one hand?
No.
No, so the largest is actually pretty big.
Yeah.
Okay, can I...
Like tennis ball size or smaller?
About grapefruit size.
Okay.
Holy crap, that's big.
Jess just had a giant bulge.
Yeah, which is why when Jackson was like, "What's in your pocket?" You're like, "Lit." Jackson was like, "I can't believe you just lied to me. How dare you?"
Gemma
But
never
fine.
said she was a good liar. Okay, can I take those
Orbs.
and the key,
Okay.
place them in my hand?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they're big. And kind of tuck myself in a corner and shine with my back to the railing, so I'm not sending out light.
Well, we pushed back into the tunnel.
Oh, okay. Take a minute and just meditate with these, shining a light into them, and just ask Beatrice.
Give me a faith plus observation roll.
I'm using a weird point.
Does she do this often?
Mm-hmm. She's communing.
Oh, is she now?
9. Glad it was favorable because that's a natural 20. Success!
Alright, so as you kind of sit there communing, looking at the orbs, shining the light from your...
Trying not to back that way.
Yeah,
but
no, that's fair. You do realize something. As the light hits the orbs, the shadows, like the light that they reflect out, they're star patterns.
Do they match the star patterns in... Oh no, it's just coordinates in the key. Are they star patterns of the miracles?
They are star patterns of the miracles.
Okay.
What does that mean? This is Abby asking.
They're basically like they're telling you where in space.
The miracles
time.
happen. Okay. And what was the last relief up in the temple? Like, what was her most recent?
Was her last miracle?
Yeah.
It was her standing on a kind of a promontory with the light of the sun in her eyes and her speaking.
Okay.
I think one of the better courses of action would to go back and research the third miracle to find out where and how and what she did to leave her late behind.
Okay.
And if
Can we get the orb back?
we can figure out if, like through the engineer's information, if there's a way to manipulate star matter and material in the manner that we have just seen.
I will keep guards in the chapel. This is very strange.
I mean,
Welcome
is
to
it-
our life
Is
this
it
past month.
necessary to put guards in there if the altar moves back?
Do we know if you can access the altar from the other side?
We didn't look.
We
Then
can
I
try.
will make sure that I have guards in the chapel.
No,
Yep,
it's,
that's
chat
fair.
guards are not a bad idea. So
That's
if we file back out,
Mm-hmm.
can we get this, somehow find a trip to move the statue back?
Well, so the hand seemed to just disappear into the stone. Is it an illusion? Can I reach into where the stone is?
Feels like solid stone.
Beatrice, can I have the orb back?
Can I like reach in the gap in the wall where it slid in?
There's no gap.
There's no
It's
Can I just feel for some kind of trip on either side?
as you feel around, there doesn't seem to be a trip.
What if we backtrack a little bit and see if she pops back out?
Okay. Back up.
Are you walking backwards
Mhm.
or? Yeah, no, nothing. It seems at least at this point, it seems like it is in the wall.
So that may mean that this is just words. This is the actual place of the third miracle. If the Lord
Mhm.
is staying there,
Except this is not Segundium Minor.
Sagunia Minor is a planet,
It
correct?
is a moon actually.
It is no moon.
No, it is a moon. It is a moon.
well,
So boat. Okay, so when we were on the back side,
Mm-hmm.
you said we could kind of see
You can see the outline of like where the
where it shifted.
yeah.
And there's no kind of Nancy Drew trip on that side.
Roll for Nancy Drew trip. I'm
Success.
sorry, but if there had been a Hardy Boys trip,
oh my gosh.
it still wouldn't have worked.
Okay, so it just appears that this door is just now open.
It appears that the door is now open. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna want guards. I'll ask Falconis, is there any way, do you have any means that we could shield this or screen this so it's not noticeable?
I will speak with. I'll speak with some of my people. We'll see if maybe we can find something, some way to close it, or else we can bring some of our screens down here. Maybe I don't know. We'll try our best.
Does it look like anyone has been up here recently? No.
No.
Okay.
No, the plate, like the only footprints in the sand are yours. The only smudges in the sand are yours.
Beautiful.
That's all. They'll dry out soon. That's fine.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so you guys.
We really don't want to go any further.
What is the purpose of it?
They might get hostile.
No, okay.
They could be friendly, but they might also get hostile. I don't fancy dying today.
In my experience, showing up in the middle of an
It
engineers
wasn't like
guild
going
complex.
the whole way down,
Right,
but
no.
it tucks back into the wall.
It does.
Didn't know if there was anything right inside that wall. Beatrice was here.
W-A-Z or
That's right.
W-U-Z?
Using.
Okay, just checking.
In Virgil's handwriting. D's.
I could try.
I'm just playing
Devil's
devil's advocate.
Advocate.
But no, I'm okay with leaving. I just didn't know if he's dangling a really nice carrot.
He is.
I do my best.
There are so many comments that I could make right now, but then JD would come out and yell at me.
Alright, okay, well, we'll back up.
Okay.
And
As
the
you
whole
ba-
time I'm backing up, like just watching, like
Yeah, nothing
Coming
seems
out?
to jump out at you.
coming out. No,
Yeah.
the statue, like
Oh, no. By the time it fades out of vision, you think you hear a grinding noise, but you take a step forward and it's still retracted. As you make your way back to the chapel, you definitely, about halfway back, that's when I'm just going to leave you guys. You can hear over your comms start to come in.
Hey,
no,
Gregor!
No. Oh, now you want to talk to me.
So we found another statue of Beatrice and the Engineers Guild, and we'll be there soon.
Yeah, that's great. There is apparently now a church warship in orbit, and like everyone is losing
Is
their
it the
minds.
warship or is it the refugee ship?
No, this is one of them smaller, localized bombardment ships that I'm sure Gemma could just tell us, exactly.
do you know the name of it?
Well, if the comm chatter is correct, it's Borking Mess, but I don't think that's the official name of it.
Cool! I don't know.
There wasn't supposed to be a church warship here at any time.
So before we leave the chapel.
Yeah. You guys get back up. The bench is in the way. You press the bench. Move over.
Remember how she said people die in her presence?
So full honesty?
Sure!
Full honesty. The Inquisitor
Yes. Sorry, that's Gregor's voice. Yes.
took a liking to us, but not in the good way.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of stand out.
Hmm.
May or may not have come aboard our ship.
The one that is currently sitting in my wife's estate.
Yeah, maybe we should get on the ship and talk about this.
Maybe we should.
We did not kill him. Just to make that clear.
The Inquisitor's dead,
Yes.
is what I'm picking up from this conversation.
Yes.
And somehow it is linked to your ship.
But it's not our fault.
Does,
He was on the ship when he died.
As we're walking to the ship. Can I start listening to the comm chatter and see if there has been any bombardments yet, or if it's just in orbit?
as you, I have to go get my guards in order.
Oh, yes.
As soon as you move the bench, I will meet you at the ship. There does not seem to be a bombardment yet in orbit, but most of the off-planet comms have been scrambled. They're being jammed from orbit.
Can I calm Katerina
You can. She's on the estate.
and ask,
Where are you?
we're coming back now. What?
Don't.
Okay.
There are inquisitorial ships coming here as we speak. We're getting Sarah and Lucia out of here.
Okay.
Nigel and Alexa.
Well, they're on the ship.
Yes, them too. I do feel slightly bad for what I'm about to say, Lee. I just want you to know that they're coming for the oh boy. We're going to have to leave it.
I'm really glad I have my warm gun and my motorbike, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, glad we grandma's ourselves. Sorry, Lee.
We grabbed our stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah's not taking kindly to this.
No, you're probably gonna have to trank her.
I highly recommend tranking her.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the plan?
Is there, oh, so sorry, Lee. Anyway, you can set the autopilot to send the oh boy away from the estate?
Yeah, my experience with dealing with ships involves shooting them out of the sky, not actually piloting them.
Right.
We get Sarah or Nigel. I don't know if could Nigel attempt it?
He could
Maybe.
He could probably set it and rig it, because we're not actually asking anybody to pilot it.
No, we just need to get it away from the state.
We just needed to take off without anybody on it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go over well.
I'm so sorry, Lee.
So sorry, Lee. Here's the deal, Gregor. We need to move the ship, or your family's not gonna have a home to come back to. I know you don't like Lucia, but if the Inquisitorial Squad thinks anyone in that estate is involved, that estate is not gonna be left standing.
There's just silence.
Weighing his options.
Gregor, please. I can remote the ship, but we gotta find a place to hide it. I'm not just gonna let the Inquisitors go after.
No, but we
Oh,
just need to
boy.
get it out of the estate.
What if you were to stash it in, I was gonna say either the ocean or out in the desert?
We may want to move it away from where we currently are.
Uh-huh.
Because in theory, we could set up camp in the chapel for the time being. So maybe if we can get it in the water. Because it should be sealed, because it goes
Yeah.
in space.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
if we
maybe
could
set
get
it into the
him-
ocean.
Yeah. Sorry, Lee.
I can do that.
It's a
Good thing she's not here.
good.
Yeah, I'm safe because all of this is happening off screen until next week when it all happens on screen.
You have no tires left on your car.
All right. I'm gonna need someone on here Jenna,
Jenna?
kid. You're going to need to get on here and do the piloting while I do the.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the way we talked about it.
Yep.
All right.
Excuse me while I search for a second time and just throw all of my points at this ability.
And use a weird point.
All right. As you guys go rushing back to the ship, Vacolsis kind of comes up. I'm going to stay here. Get Lucia out. I will get this place ready in case you need to come back to
We'll
it.
bring her back.
I will come Katerina again and ask if they have a means of getting out.
We can get into Sardon. If we get the ship out of here soon enough, we may be able to talk our way around it being here, but you know how the Inquisition is.
Okay.
I'd say go out and hide, lay low.
All right, I'll calm you where we're at. Sardon Spaceport isn't locked down, so you should be able to get in and out pretty easily.
Okay.
Does Lucia have any more suborbital ships?
Most of the transports are there, but we're a little worried about
Tracking it.
well, and the fact that there is a warship in geosynchronous orbit over this state.
Oh, over the estate. I thought it was
Yeah.
over the city.
No.
Ah.
Katerina, I know this is asking a
Mouse.
lot, but we need Lucia to bring as many manuscripts or books or pertinent pieces of information about Beatrice, because if the Inquisition walks in that house and sees Beatrice everywhere, that's not going to go well.
Yeah, but if we're running, it doesn't look well either. Can Gregor get the ship out of here quick?
Yes.
Can you tell her? The altar in the small chapel that's accessed by the key.
Mhm.
Yes.
There's nothing left under it.
What if they put manuscripts in that empty space?
They don't have a key.
They can't.
They're
get the key.
Virgil!
They do have Virgil, that is true.
Was it the key or was it the jump gate
Virgil
thing?
can.
It was the jump gate
Manipulate
thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Well, he can manipulate himself into a key because we had one key in Virgil and we opened the doors to the temple in Limbus.
this is a different piece. This is the piece I pulled off the altar that has the jump gates inscribed on it. It's not the
Oh.
temple key.
Oh, okay.
So they don't
Rats.
have that.
Do we stand or do we go? They're about 20 minutes out.
Well, we'll get the ship out and away.
I'd say take what you can and
And
go.
then, well, I would actually say for you being a sister battle, whatever you guys would look best doing.
If that's staying but subduing some of the Beatrice, then stay. Make up some story about
Chasing
chasing
boy
the
here.
boy here, you ran it off.
We're not in. The only one of us who has any sort of official armor on them is you.
You came, it's find some reason to be there. You happened to see the oh boy there. It fled when you showed up. You weren't on duty or anything, like, just find some reason to be there. When they get there, say we saw you and ran. But just for her sake, make sure Lucia tones down the Beatrice a lot.
Well, we're getting Lucia out as well. We're getting Sarah and Lucia, Alexa and Nigel.
Or
They
should
need
they
to
stay
get
and
into
try and
Sarda.
talk? Oh no, we have to bring them because of Falconis. Okay.
Yeah, they need to get into Sardon.
So at least those four need to get to Sardon where we can pick them up while others of us stash the oh boy. And honestly, with Katerina, it's up to you what you think is best for her, your own image. I don't know anything about your position in the church. I cannot give you advice.
Do you want to be on their radar or not?
My concern is if we leave, what does that do if Lucia's not here and neither the Lord or the Lady Van Dorm are here? I don't think any of these servants have enough backbone to stand up to an Inquisitor.
I mean, I don't know what you would say. Why would you be there?
All right, then we'll bug out. We'll meet you in Sardon.
Falcosis wants us to pick up Lucia, correct?
Protect
This
her.
is Becca.
Yeah, he wants his wife.
Okay. Okay.
All right. As you board the ship, Gregor has already got the ship turned around and is ready to get out and take off. So we're going to Sardon.
Yeah, we can do the oh boy from remotely.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to do that sooner than later.
Give me a Wits Plus interface roll. He's going to have you pilot the.
Oh,
board.
interface?
Yeah.
Excellent. That's so much better than my pilot. 'Cause yes, interface. I can do that.
While she's rolling,
Yeah.
would their chapel be a place of pilgrimage? Not the small, the bigger chapel.
Do you have a weird point?
No.
Sure.
Sure, yeah, I have a weird point.
Then yes, you do. You can spend it and say that it is.
Then what if we get the people out? Katerina and her crew say they were there to visit the chapel, learn that the Van Dorms were out, and we're just just happened to be there when they showed up.
Okay.
Does that work with Katerina?
Yeah, I mean,
And then that gives them a reason to be there, gives them a reason to not be armored. But
Yeah,
it
we
doesn't
can
make it look
find
as
some-
suspicious.
We can find some robes or something to make it look like we're on pilgrimage. All right, that's not a half bad idea. All right, well, we will meet you here.
Okay.
So wait, we're going to the estate, not Sardom.
I think we still need to go to Sardon.
Okay.
They
We'll
can
cover
just
for you.
yeah.
Okay, great.
All right, what'd you get?
I got a 10.
All right, it is a tough roll, which is 8.
Okay. I can spend that.
All right, you pilot the, well, at least you pilot the dot that you're pretty sure is the boy away from the estate and into the ocean.
Okay. Gently. Gently into
I
the
should
ocean.
look like a splash.
All right, as you race back to Sardon, that is where we're going to end for tonight. We will pick up next week. There will be a spotlight on Captain Mars, kind of filling in what she had been doing while this has been going on when the call comes in and their escape from the estate. I'm sure it is going to go great. I'm sure that Captain Mars has no issues with the boy being piloted remotely into the ocean.
It happened. I really hope you're not on the boat.
So, thank you for playing as always. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Fading Suns. We are Iconic Production. We are doing this for Ulysses Spiel, and this has been Fading Suns. We'll be back next Friday to kind of see the continuing adventures of the boy and its crew and what is going on with Beatrice and the Inquisition on Lemon Canaan. So, thanks for tuning in.
Yay!